What if the crash wasn't an accident? What if the market plunge of 2025 wasn't just volatility, but a strategic play? A billionaire's playbook, written in tariffs, fear, and timing. Today, we dig into the theory that Donald Trump's second term is fueling an intentional economic crisis. Not for destruction, but for consolidation of power. This video is powered by Preply, because power comes from knowledge. Want to decode the language of economics, trade policy, or international business? Preply connects you with expert tutors in finance, geopolitics, and every global language you need to win. Learn on your terms? Link in the description. Start your financial upgrade now. In 2025, markets didn't just dip, they spiraled. Trump returned to the White House and brought tariffs, threats, and unpredictable policies. Markets tanked. Billionaires bought in. Coincidence or blueprint? In this video, we'll dissect the explosive theory that Trump is crashing the markets on purpose, to let the ultra-wealthy buy assets at bargain bin prices. It's a claim that fuses economics, politics, and global inequality into one massive puzzle. Let's unpack it. Part 1. The controversial theory. Here's the claim. Trump's 2025 economic policies, tariffs, trade wars, chaotic rhetoric, are not just missteps. They're intentional triggers designed to plunge stock prices so that billionaires can scoop up assets at a discount, buy the dip, and emerge richer than ever. Sounds wild? Maybe. But consider this. The S&P 500 dropped over 9% by mid-March 2025. Tariffs on China? Up to 20%. Steel, aluminum, and even allies like Canada and Mexico faced 25% levies. Global markets reeled. Meanwhile, billionaires. They had $2 trillion added to their wealth in 2024. Coincidence? Part 2. Trump's 2025 policies. Order or chaos? Trump's second term lit the economy on fire, not in a good way. He hit China, Mexico, and Canada with major tariffs. Steel and aluminium, taxed, Venezuelan oil, secondary sanctions. Even American companies outsourcing jobs were threatened with taxes. The goal? America first. The result? Inflation pressure, supply chain chaos, and investor panic. The markets didn't just wobble. They collapsed. And while everyday Americans felt the shock, billionaires watched, waited, bought. Tactical insight. Volatility creates opportunity for those with capital and courage, or access. Part 3. The stock market reacts. Every announcement sent shockwaves. March 3rd, Trump confirmed full tariffs on Mexico and Canada. Boom! S&P 500 had its worst single-day loss of 2025. And then, on March 24th, a rumor hit that the tariffs might be scaled back. Markets rebounded instantly. S&P 500 surged 1.8% in a day. This pattern repeated: threat-crash. Reversal, rally. To some, just volatility. To others, market manipulation disguised as policy, because uncertainty is currency, if you know the script. Part 4. Buy the dip, the billionaire strategy. Let's talk about who profits in panic. Warren Buffett, 2008, bought Goldman Sachs and GE during the crisis, made billions in returns. John Paulson shorted the housing market, became a legend. Now imagine a 2025 version. Markets crash due to chaos. Wealthy investors, hedge funds, insiders, loaded with cash, move in. They're not losing. They're waiting. This is called disaster capitalism. Create or exploit a crisis, and walk away richer. Here's the kicker. 60% of billionaire wealth now comes from inheritance, monopoly, or political connections. Not innovation, not hard work, just timing and power. Part 5. Is this market manipulation? Let's define it. Market manipulation is the intentional distortion of asset prices to profit from the outcome. Legally, hard to prove. Ethically, dangerous. Could Trump's constant tweets, tariff threats, and inflation commentary be part of a manipulation strategy? He says it's strategy. Critics say it's chaos with a purpose. Either way, his unpredictable behavior triggers economic reactions like a puppet master with strings. Legally, unless intent to deceive is proven, it's just policy. But intent is hard to track when you control the narrative and the government. Part 6. The global impact. Who loses most? History tells us who suffers in a crash. The poor lose jobs. The middle class loses savings. Developing countries lose investment. In the 2008 crisis, the bottom 80% in America lost nearly 40% of their net worth. The top 20% lost only 14% and recovered faster. In 2025, as markets plunge, the billionaires stand ready to buy, while families face unemployment and inflation. Inequality doesn't just grow, it explodes. And in a globalized economy, the fallout touches everyone. Part 7. The Federal Reserve, a tug of war. Here's where it gets deeper. Trump wants lower interest rates to reduce debt costs and spark growth, but his own policies are pushing inflation up, not down. The Fed? Stuck. Raise rates to fight inflation and risk recession. Lower rates, and inflation may spiral. This creates a perfect storm. Tariffs fuel inflation. Markets drop. Trump blames the Fed, then demands they cut rates. Some say this is a pressure tactic. Others call it economic chess. Part 8. What pre-ply learners understand. Understanding this isn't just about politics. It's about power. It's about knowing how economic decisions ripple through your finances, your career, and your country. That's why smart people, pre-ply learners, invest in education that pays for life. They study economics, politics, finance, even Mandarin to future-proof their opportunities. Want to understand the system and not be crushed by it? The best investment is knowledge. Use the pre-ply link below and start your journey on your terms. So, is Trump crashing the market on purpose? Is this masterful chaos? Or reckless leadership? We may never know for sure. But one thing is certain, markets crash. Billionaires rise. And unless we get smarter, we pay the price. Drop a comment. Do you think Trump is orchestrating an economic reset? Let's debate it. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to see the bigger picture. And remember, when power plays games with the market, knowledge is your only protection.